Channel stars look like they lead the most glamorous lives. But is it what glitters really gold, or is it a lot more complicated than we think? Stay tuned to find out which Disney star wishes she had gotten started so young. New around here? Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more. Now, on to what's it really like to be a Disney Channel star. Disney Channel stars, we know them well. We grew up with them. They served as role models for how to act, how to dress, and how to fit in. No matter who you are, you probably looked up to a Disney Channel star when you were younger. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be one of them? Was their life easy peasy? It would seem so. They are always on red carpets and at award shows. They have people that care about their every move and fans that love them. Even their relationships seem more glamorous. They are all extremely beautiful and tend to date within the Disney circle. What more could they ask for? But what if it all wasn't what it seemed? Were the lives of Disney stars that we looked up to really as glamorous as we always thought? Was the fame and fortune really all it was cracked up to be? Well, in some cases, it doesn't seem like it was at all. There are stories of mental abuse and feeling lonely in the spotlight, among other things. Don't believe us? Wait until you hear this. Some stars feel like Disney was a giant puppet master who took over their lives, which makes sense if you think about it. You do sign a contract after all. In an interview, Joe Jonas felt like Disney took over his life. In his story in Vulture magazine, My Life as a Jonas Brother, he revealed that once they got signed to Disney, everything changed. Disney determined that the brothers' music should be geared towards a young audience, so they started doing Disney concerts, Disney roller coaster opening, and all sorts of things for kids. The success was almost instant, but it came at a cost. When asked about it, Joe said that Disney is great at creating fame, but that he had to pretend to be something he wasn't. They wanted him to come across as a 16-year-old, even as he went into his 20s. He went along with it at the time because he was terrified that Disney would take away his fame at any moment. Others have said that their time in the spotlight caused them to have a lot of body image issues. Raven Symoné of That's So Raven revealed that she was told that she was too fat to go on tour. The star's music career really began to take off during her stint with Disney group The Cheetah Girls. But that didn't mean that the success came without criticism. She was told that she was too big to do an hour-and-a-half performance, which attributed to her lack of self-esteem and insecurities at the time. Raven isn't the only Disney star to say that her time in the spotlight led to some unhealthy body views. Miley Cyrus also expressed that her time at Disney gave her a few more body image issues than she would have liked. She told Marie Claire that fitting into the image of a star was harder than it seemed. She was told to pretend to be a pop star, which apparently meant that she needed to be blonde and have long hair and always wearing something tight and glittery. As an 11-year-old, being told those things really messed with her mind, and by the time she was playing Hannah Montana, she said it was like the show Toddlers and Tiaras because she was a fragile girl playing a 16-year-old in a wig and tons of makeup. Disney favorite Dove Cameron can also relate to this as she is constantly changing her look for different roles. Just look at how drastically different she looks in Descendants, Liv and Maddie, and in her normal life. Demi Lovato already had an eating disorder when she was cast in the lead role in Camp Rock, but being thrust into the spotlight only made everything much harder. In an interview, she said that she began self-medicating with alcohol, cocaine, and Oxycontin to cope with everything. Because she was making so much money and paying all the bills, she also felt she could rebel against her parents. All this led to her downward spiral that finally ended when she punched a backup dancer while on tour with the Jonas Brothers and went into rehab. Whether Demi would have encountered the same trials had she not been a Disney star is hard to say. It must be hard to get so much so young. Just imagine when you were 13 and have the whole world at your fingertips and more money than you can count. Many people would have a hard time dealing with so much responsibility at such a young age. Even people who have managed to grow up and turn out relatively normal say that they wouldn't suggest getting into the limelight so young. Former Wizards of Waverly Place star Selena Gomez is one celebrity who feels this way. She told In Touch Weekly that she thinks that it's a bit dysfunctional to get into the industry at such a young age when you are still figuring out who you are. She said that when she was younger, she was hurt by a lot of the things that Disney executives would say to her. The star went on to describe that her experience with the Disney Channel was both beautiful and tragic. It was like what every teenager goes through, just on a bigger scale. According to her, it was similar to high school, but intensified by 1,000. Kelly Berglund from Disney's XD's Lab Rats also struggled with going through the awkwardness of her teen years in front of everyone. For her, being thrust into the spotlight at such a young age was really hard, even though she knew what she was signing up for. Her biggest pressure came from her trying her best to please everyone else while still trying to figure out who she was. Growing into your own person with the whole world watching can't be an easy feat. Often at that age, you aren't even sure who you are yet, so having people constantly tell you that you are this other person can be frustrating. Just ask Lizzie McGuire. Oops, we mean Hilary Duff. She told Between the Lines that it was impossible for her to escape her character. Before she played the iconic role of Lizzie McGuire in the Disney Channel show with the same name, she had no idea what all the fame would be like. While she was grateful for all the success, she admitted that it was annoying when people would still see her as the character even 4 or 5 years after the show ended. Ross Lynch of Austin and Ally had the same problem. He expressed in an interview that people thought that they knew who he was as a person just because they knew his character on the show. He said that people thought he would be such an angel in real life because he was on the Disney Channel, when in reality he was just a normal actor who got booked for a job. For that reason, fame can be a lonely place. Dove Cameron revealed in an interview that she believes that the whole idea of celebrities being different than regular people is a bit silly. It makes people put you on a pedestal, and to her, the whole thing is quite lonely. When no one wants to get to know the real you, it can be hard to make friends in real life, even if you are able to grow into your own and become an individual throughout the Disney process. Making lasting friendships may still be harder than it is for teens who are living their lives out of the limelight. Sure, you're probably thinking that all Disney Channel stars just become friends with their co-stars. That isn't the case. In fact, in some instances, it's almost the exact opposite. Bella Thorne and Zendaya may be besties now, but it wasn't always like that. In an interview about her experience on the Disney Channel show Shake It Up, Thorne revealed that she and Zendaya were actually pitted against each other and made to feel like they needed to compete. She said that it made the whole first season extremely awkward. The two girls wanted to love each other but felt like they just couldn't, at least not when the people in charge were always asking them who was better at different tasks. Talk about not being in a great place to breed friendships. The two girls eventually had a heart-to-heart, where they each told each other everything that had been going on and have now been friends ever since. But other stars have had a completely different experience. Dove Cameron told She Knows that the other actors that worked for Disney were such an exceptional group of people that they felt like her family. She said that despite the rumors otherwise, everyone who worked there was so kind and lovely. She made sure to point out that no one was forcing her to say that, which just shows that being a Disney Channel star isn't all bad. Lots of former and current Disney darlings have said that the experience was sort of what you make it. According to several stars, having a voice is key to controlling your own career and not experiencing some of the downsides of being on the Disney team. In a Tumblr essay, Dylan Sprouse, one of the former stars of the show, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, responded to claims that Disney Channel kids were forced to do whatever the higher-ups wanted. He said that anyone could have said no at any time if they were asked to do something that they didn't want to. According to the star, he and his twin Cole refused to do things all the time, and their careers turned out fine. He believes that the reason a lot of the other actors and actresses didn't feel like they could ever disagree was that they fell for the allure of fame. It seems like some cases Disney stars are actually able to take control of their careers, but only if they have the courage to do so. Zendaya was the first cast in Shake It Up, but after going through sort of a rocky experience with the show, she decided that she wanted more of a say in the future. She then set her sights on producing a show, and now Disney has given her the opportunity to produce Casey Undercover. Debbie Ryan was also able to take the reins of her career and become Disney's youngest director ever for her work on her show, Jessie, which all just goes to show that sometimes the Disney machine does have stars' best interests in mind and can help them go a long way. In many cases, this means expanding the stars' portfolios to include more than just acting, which is why, if you look back, you will probably find that most of your favorite Disney darlings tried to branch into the music industry as well. Though Shia LaBeouf of Even Stevens and Holes never came out with a music career, he admitted that Disney does try to push people that way. So, most Disney stars may find themselves in a musical career that they never wanted if they aren't vocal enough to be like Shia and speak up. Putting stars in different arenas is just one of the ways that Disney tries to ensure that the teens will be a success. Debbie Ryan said that Disney has such a system in place that it's pretty hard for you to fail. But you still have to work. Nothing is done for you. The actress went on to say, the more she learned, the more Disney encouraged her, which led her to apprentice with some of the channel's directors. For others, being a Disney star didn't open as many doors as they would have liked. Even after Allison Stoner began acting for Disney, she was still treated as if every time was her first go-around. On The Nighttime Show, she said that though people assume that once you're in with Disney, everything from there on out is easy, she actually had to audition for everything she did with the company. Even after she had done 12 shows for Disney, she was still being sent on auditions with people who had never been on auditions in their lives. So when it comes to being a Disney Channel star, life can be a bit of a mixed bag. In some cases, it can be the time of your life. The fame, the money, who wouldn't enjoy all of that? But in some instances, like many of the Disney stars of the past, it can be a hard road. People will confuse you for your character, make up rumors about who you're dating and more. Those things alone can really get to anyone. But to make it even worse, all of this happens as you're trying to figure out who you are as a person. But if you work hard and speak up for yourself, like some Disney stars have managed to do, life as a Disney star can be pretty sweet. It all depends on what you make of it. That's it for what's it really like to be a Disney Channel star. For more videos like this, make sure to check out 10 strange requirements to be a Disney Channel star. Thanks for watching.